lost my head. What happened? All right, this first row, I don't know if you can see them or not. And I'm sorry if I'm jostling the camera around. And I'm trying to find them on the screen. I'm seeing them laying there. Right there. See that little plant? Okay, we've got them right down this row. We put zucchini. And then down there we planted squash seeds. Now I left the next row open right here, and I laid a stick on it to mark that I didn't plant anything, because after those squash make, I'm gonna come in and replant some more so that they'll make squash later in the year there. And I'll have two, instead of having everything come in at one time, I can space them out. This one here is my cucumbers. I've got them. And we set out some small plants there. There's one of them. They're very, very small. I left this row open because between my trellis, I'm going to put a trellis up for my cucumbers to grow up on. I want to be able to get my tractor in between that and my tomato stakes. No, actually, I'm screwing up right here. Those are my tomatoes. I'm going to put a few tomatoes on that row. This is my cucumber, and the reason I know is I put a tag there beside it. And that's a homemade tag. Y'all know I'm about repurposing and recycling and reusing stuff, so that's a little metal tag, and I'll probably lose it. And I marked down there with that stick where it changes over from National to Orient. I think the Orient's on this end. I planted Nationals on the other end. Okay. And then we planted 4 rows of bush butter beans there, right there, and right there. After the bush butter beans, we planted a row of rattlesnake pole beans on this row. After the rattlesnake pole beans, we started with corn. I put 2 rows of white corn in, one there, one there. And then I put 2 rows of golden bantam, one there, one there. Actually, I think I planted 3 rows of it. May have planted 4. I know the last 2 rows down here is shoe peg corn. So that's what we got planted so far right here, and I'm fixing to go up here and make another row up there in the other garden on top of the hill. You see we've got corn all over here on this side, and this is my apple tree, and it bloomed out really good this year in this field, and hopefully we'll have little apples before long. But I'm fixing to get the tractor. And that planter, we'll plant our peas. I'm not going to put my peas in right now. I'm going to wait for my peas till the moon changes cycles. But I'm fixing to stop right up here and talk to you a minute. Also, I put my beds in today. I've still got to clean up my blocks over there. But I've got my hillbilly potato leaf on this side. I know them because that hillbilly potato leaf has got a smooth leaf on it. This is my Cherokee purples. They're here, and that's the only things in this bed. I've got 6 of each one in this bed, and I put them on heels. Now over here, you can see where I watered in with a jug all my peppers that I put, and they puny looking. But I've got all different kind of peppers, and I kind of put them in 3 rows, but I didn't heel it up the same. And I'm gonna add some other stuff in there. I'm waiting on some things to sprout. I got habaneros and some other stuff that I'm gonna put in, so I'm gonna fill that in a little alone. and finish that out. Okay, in this spot behind me, we're gonna put all of our peas, and I'm gonna put several rows of peas in this year, just because we're gonna try to feed my family, my mom and dad, and then my daddy-in-law, and that. So we've got a couple of families, so we're gonna put probably 10 rows of peas in. But I'm gonna put 2 different kinds. I'm gonna plant the Zipper Cream that I like so well. They produce well, they do well on this hill, and then we're gonna do Top Pick Purple Hull on top of this hill. But now what I'm fixing to do is I'm gonna get the tractor, and I'm gonna hit this bottom row down here, and I'm gonna fill it in, and I'm finna plant it full of watermelons. That's where I put them last year. Now they didn't do as well on this end because of these pine trees. If you notice, we cut all of them down through yonder a couple years ago. If you look back at some other videos, you probably know this. I filmed some of it, I think, and talked about it. But these couple of pine trees right here are still shading this part of the garden. So it don't do as well right here on this end, but that's okay. I'll still have plenty of watermelons. But that's what I'm fixing to do. And I'm not gonna film that. It's gonna work the same as I just did this. I'm gonna put my fertilizer in that fur, and then I'm gonna take that 2-row cultivator and cover the fur back up with the fertilizer buried under it, and put all my plants on top of it. That's the way all of that was done. You seen what I was doing with that tractor. I made a fur, come back, fertilized in there, and then healed up everything, and then I went back and planted on top of it. Now these peas we'll plant with the tractor and the planter, so I may film that later on, but we're gonna wait till the moon comes back around in another phase. Right now we're in a waning stage, so the moon's in the 3rd quarter. It's going to its last quarter, the end of this week. That's not the favorable time to plant above the ground crops, but we've had rain, we've been wet, the cold, it was cold last week, and it's just now the time I need to plant it. I've got a vacation coming up, so I need to get the stuff in the ground. That's why I'm pushing it to plant this. The peas I'm not in a hurry on, so I'm gonna wait on the peas until the moon is in a growing phase. I prefer the week prior to a full moon to plant peas. They'll do so much better. Really, I like to plant everything there except potatoes. Potatoes, I like to put them in dark nights. When the moon's in a new moon, that's when you want to plant your carrots, potatoes, such as that stuff. And if you've seen a while ago when I was filming up here on top of this hill, I don't know if I showed it, I've got potato plants up pretty high. So we're doing good with them. But we're going to put the watermelons in right here, and that's what I'm going to do next. So anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys for following along, watching my video. I'm not going to do a whole heap of gardening videos this year. Most people don't seem to be interested in it, so I try not to film too much of stuff that don't get a lot of likes. If you're not hitting like, it's not getting views, I'm not going to continue to film. So if that's the kind of stuff you want, you need to leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see, because I do a lot of stuff. My game file do very well, but game fowl, if I film a lot of game fowl videos, people believe that I'm fighting chickens, and I personally do not fight them, but I raise them, and I just don't do a lot of game fowl videos because of that. It's sort of controversial, and it leads people to believe one thing, so I just kind of shy away from it. But I do have a lot of popularity with my game fowl followers, and we've got baby chickens coming in this week. I may go do a video on the brooder coop. We pulling babies out from under their mamas, and this year's been horrible with the weather. Everything's not went well, stuff's not hatching good, crops is not growing as well, seeds are not starting as well. It's just been cold. It's just now 1st of May, and it's it's just now warming up. But I'm gonna get this planted. Thank y'all for watching videos. We'll see y'all next time on Spirit of the Outdoors.